All the online students also make a note of the description up to that highlighted one. Make a note of up to highlighted one. After that, continue the same. Mention that note one and then make a note of these 2 points. Online students also make a note of up to that highlighted one. Done? Okay. And after that, continue the same. Just make a note of up to this highlighted one. Just continue the same. Make a note of up to that highlighted one. Oh. Online students, just continue the same. What you written, just continue the same. In the next line, just continue up to that highlighted one. Okay. Okay. So now let's understand on it. So now the requirement is we need to begin work with the WebDriver. To get work with WebDriver, we need to begin taking care about object identification, or we can consider in the element locators. Okay. Now, in just continue the same. What you have been written in the next line. Just you can mention the inspect. After that, mention the A types. What you are already written, just from the next line, you can continue. In the next line, mention the inspect and then A types. Under that, make a note of that particular A types here. Make a note of that particular A types here. Online students also. Online students also make a note of these things here. Online students also make a note of these things. Just continue the same. Just continue the same. Mention that inspect and then 8 types and make a note of that particular 8 types here. Okay, right. So let's understand on it. So now the requirement is we have to take care about automation testing. What is the meaning of automation testing? Meaning of automation testing. Testing done by the tool. But is a tool will do all the things here? No. Tool will not be performing any of the things here. For the tool, we have to inform that, or we have to provide instructions what are the things it has to be performed. So further, while providing with the instructions, we need to be get recognize. We need to be get recognize, or we need to be get identify that particular object here. Considering that this is the application, we have to automate this application. To automate this application, we need to recognize each and every particular object. The meaning of object, considering the text box, button, checkbox, drop down, nothing but in the web page. Every information considering as in this web page, every information we are considering the object here. In case of the manual testing, text box, drop down, checkbox, label, different names we got it. But in automation, all the things we are considering with only one terminology. What is the terminology? Object or element. We can consider as a object, or we can consider that element. Now the requirement is we need to be get recognize these objects. Nothing but we have to identify this text box, we have to identify this button, we have to identify this label, or we have to identify the text, whatever it may be, which we have to take care about recognizing that particular object. So now, while working selenium, while working selenium, if we want to be get identify the object, while working selenium, if we want to be get identify the object, we have to take care about, we need to be get taking care about utilizing with the option of inspect. While working selenium, to identify the object, we are taking with the help of inspect option. While working inspect, how many types we got? How many types we got? 8 types here. Selenium guys has been provided. Selenium guys has been provided these particular 8 options. Selenium guys has been provided these particular 8 options here. In these 8 options, which option we have to use, that will depends on tester. Which option we have to use it, that will depends on tester. There is no rule, there is no condition saying that need to utilize the name or need to utilize the ID. Identifying the object is our requirement, that is what our target. Which option we have to use it, that will depends on tester comfortable. As simple as the very simple understanding. Let's assume that you got a group of 100 people. When you are having group of 100 people, you have to call one particular person. So how you will be calling the person? How you will call the person? By using name. Assume that because of some reason you got 20 people with the same name. You have 100 people, you're calling with the name. You got 20 people with the same name. Then what you will do? What you will do? ID. Okay. Because of some reason you got 10 people with the same ID. Then color, huh? Surname. Okay. You're trying with the surname. We got 5 people with the same surname. Father name. Aadhaar card number is best, sir. Aadhaar card number, unique number will be there. No concept of duplication. But nowadays that is also duplication. Okay. But see the very simple understanding. You got in a group of 100 people. You are trying to recognize one person. To recognize that person by default, what is the first option you are trying? Name here. By default, you will try with name. If we got only one person, no issues at all. If we got multiple person, it'll try with initial, it'll try with first name, it'll try with last name. Different options you will be trying. Same concept has been applied in automation also. In automation also, you can consider in the same concept here. This is you can consider text box is one person, button is one more person, text is one more person, like having group of person. But rather than calling as a person, according to our technical terminology, what do you are consider? Object or element. So we have in a group of objects are there. In the group of objects, we have to recognize one particular object with the unique property. For that also, by default, you are trying to call with a name only here. If name is working, you got only one object, no issues at all. If name is not working, what is another option? ID. If ID also not working, class. If class also not working, XPath. Most of the time will prefer to work with these four options. Maximum will be using these particular four options. If these four options are not working, then we will try another option. What is it? Tag name. Another one, CSS. If these things also not working, what is another one? Link text. If this is also not working, partial link text. If this is also not working, partial link text also not working, then what I will do? Nothing, sir. Just will close the system, sir, and we'll go to the cafeteria, sir. Because without identifying the object, we cannot continue the automation. If we want to do the automation at any cost, we have to identify the object. To identify the object, how many types of options we got? 8 types. Maximum, we can identify object by using these particular 8 options here. If these 8 options are not working, we got other things here, but maximum we can try to work with using these particular 8 options here. So now as a tester, we need to be get understood. We need to be get understood how we can utilize these 8 options here. In that working with name and then ID and then class. Working with name and then ID and then class. Following the same step. To identify the object. With the help of the name or ID or class, following with same steps here. Let's see that how we can identify these techniques here. Okay. For that, let's consider our previous example. What is our previous example? 100 people. In a group of 100 people, how we are calling the person? By using name. That is perfectly okay. Now, say my question here. My question is, how many people we got? 100. In a 100 people, how many people we are calling? Only one person. That person, how we are calling the person? By using name. Okay. Now, My question is, you are calling the person by using the name. Perfectly okay. But my doubt is, my question is, how you will be knowing what is the name of that particular person? You got 100 people. You're calling the person with name. Now, my question is, how you will be knowing what is the name of that particular person? So, how you will be knowing what is the name of that person? ID card. Okay, very perfect. Still, what are the possibilities? Is it by birthday will be knowing all the names of the persons? No, right? Then what are the possibilities? Online students. Online students are available or not? Online students can respond in the chat window. Available or not? Okay. What are the possibilities? Uh-huh. By meeting. Okay. Still, in general, how you guys will be knowing what is the name of the person? As simple as when this new batch has been started, all you guys are new only. Now you become in a lot of friends also. Already batches also ready. Huh? Now, how you guys know that name? Uh-huh. Uh, in very simple way, we can consider two options. One option, one option is you will be taking with the help of another person. As a God group of people are there, you will be calling another person, saying that, boss, that person is looking very handsome in the 100 people. What is the name of that person here? I mean, you are taking with the help of another person. One option. What is another option? What is another option? Direct attack here. Right. One other option you can consider it, considering the direct attack. I mean, directly will be meeting that person and then asking that, boss, looks like lot of time you are spending on the gym. So looks very handsome. What is your name here? Two options here. First option is, first option is taking the help of another person. Second option is direct attack. Okay, perfect. Now, let's apply same concept here. Automation also same concept. Human being same concept. Automation also same concept. So automation, we are working with Selenium. That automation, we are working with the Selenium. Now what Selenium has to do? Selenium has to be understood what is the name of this particular text box. Selenium has to be understood what is the name of that particular text box. Further, Selenium also need to be follow the same thing. Either it has to be directly asking the application or indirectly taking with the help of another option. Now, we are working Selenium. While working with the Selenium, the Selenium also having with best friend is there. For the Selenium, who is the best friend? What is it? Java is the wife here, not best friend. Selenium and Java are wife and husband. Ah. No, not inspect. For Selenium also having the best friends or there, not only friends, best friend is there. Who is the best friend for Selenium? Zero is Manuel. Those are friends only, not best friends here. Hmm. Okay. For Selenium, best of, not girlfriend. Best friend here. Best friend. Who is the best friend? HTML code. Selenium and HTML code both are best friends here. Okay. Now, our requirement is we have to recognize the object. Okay, object identify cheyali. To recognize the object, we are taking with the help of another person. That person, you can considering the HTML code. Now, Selenium is asking the HTML code. What it is asking? Name of the object. Selenium is asking with the HTML code. So saying that HTML code, what is the name of username text box? Now assume that we got username text box. That username text box we have to identify with the help of the name. To get the name, we have to take with the help of HTML code. Okay. But you may get in a dot. Sir, we are totally non-IT, sir. We doesn't know anything about HTML code, sir. That is not at all our best friend, sir. Don't worry about HTML code. Not required to join the one more training of HTML code. You never write any HTML code. You never write any HTML code. Doesn't require to write HTML code. You have to understand the HTML code. See the concept. You doesn't required to write any HTML code. Just you have to take care about, in understanding the HTML code. So how we can understand? Very simple. Say that in the whole HTML code, say that anything started with less than symbol. According to the HTML, anything started with less than symbol. According to the HTML, anything started with less than symbol. Considering that HTML tag. What do you consider? HTML tag. Anything consider with less than symbol. What do you consider? HTML tag. Okay. In a similar way, anything having equal symbol, considering that HTML attribute here. So now understanding the HTML is very simple. When you are referring HTML code, don't confuse about all the code. Just see that it has been started with less than symbol. If it is started with less than symbol, what you can consider? HTML tag. In case of having the equal symbol, what you can consider? HTML attribute. Now see that. How we can get the name information of the username text box. Now target is we have to recognize this text box. ఈ text box ని recognize చేయాలి. We have to recognize this text box. To recognize the text box, we are taking with the help of the name option. To get the name option, taking the help of HTML code. To get HTML code, taking with the help of inspect option. To get the HTML code, we are taking with the help of inspect option. To get inspect option, you are taking with right click here. So do the right click. Initially work with the Chrome browser. Slowly can start working other browsers. Once you've done right click, what is the last option we got? What is the last option? Inspect. Just click on that. Once you click on that, what you got? HTML code. So all this is considering as HTML code. All this is considered as a HTML code here. According to our understanding, anything started with the less than symbol, what do you consider? HTML tag. Now see that started less than symbol. This is one tag name. HTML is one tag name. Head is one more tag name. Body is one more tag name. No script is one more tag name. Table is one more tag name. And then form is one more tag name. Input is one more tag name. Anything, what are the tag names are available, you're not worried. You are not writing the code. You're not worried about on that. Just how to cross check that. What are the tag names are available. Okay. At the same time, having the equal symbol here. Or not. So for example, consider this one. We got equal symbol. Meaning of equal symbol? What is it? HTML attribute, or we can consider attribute. See that. Considering as a name. Name is one attribute. Method is one more attribute. Action is one more attribute. On submit, one more attribute. After that, which you will be considering that, taking about mentioning that, right? So which you will be mentioning that, considering that, taking with, on submit, one more attribute. So anything having the equal symbol, we can considering that one attribute. So what are the attributes? We are not worried. Just we have to take care about the information which is available. Okay. Now, here, lot of HTML code is there. Everything is the HTML code. Not worried about all the HTML code. We are not worried about all the HTML code. Just what you will do the right click. Once you've done the right click, use the option. What is option? Inspect. Once you click on the inspect, in the whole HTML code, able to see some part is highlighted here. That this part is highlighted. Is it the whole HTML code highlighted? No, only some portion has been highlighted. Whatever the highlighted one is there, that is what our required information. So remaining thing, we are not worried here. Now, refer the highlighted one. What is the tag name we got? What is the HTML tag name? Input. See the attributes. What are the attributes we got? Name, another one, type, another one, class, another one, tab index. See our requirement. Our requirement is I required a name of the text box. Let's see here. Now I can cross check HTML code. Any name option available? Available or not? Yes or no? Yes. Now we can see. What is the name we got? TXT username. So the meaning is for this application, in this text box, developer provided the name. That name provided as a TXT username. We are getting that information as simple as when you're having group of people, you doesn't know what is the name of other person. So what you are doing, you are asking another person, what is the name of that particular person. Here also, we have application. We have application. We doesn't know what is the name of the text box. Because of that, we are taking with the help of HTML code. We are taking with the help of HTML code and then understanding that what is the name of that particular text box. Now, what is the name of the text box? TXT username. Okay. In a similar way, for the same text box, let me try ID option. Let me try ID option. Just same thing. Do the right click, which text box you want to identify. What is option? Inspect. Click on inspect. Refer, only highlighted one. You need to be get refer. You need to be get refer, only highlighted one. See that. Now if you refer highlighted one, any ID option in the highlighted one, any ID option? Yes or no? No, ID not available. As ID is not available, we cannot do anything. As ID not available, we cannot provide our own ID. As ID is not available, we cannot provide our own ID. As available, we can use it. Not available, ignore it. We cannot do anything further. As ID not available, you are not providing with the ID. What is another option? Class. Another option, considering the taking with class. Another option, considering the taking with class here. Now, which need to be taking care about considering the class. Okay. Now, let's see here. If we consider, is there any class option? What is the class we got? What is the class we got? Login test. Taking with login test. Okay. See that? Providing that login test. I mean, don't be confused here. Why we are using these options is, why we are taking this information is, our main target is Selenium WebDriver. In the Selenium WebDriver, we have to write a program. WebDriver lo oka program rayali. By using Selenium WebDriver, we have to automate. We have to write a program. To write a program in WebDriver, we require this information. Because of that, first we are trying to understand that how we can get this information. By that, this information we can utilize in further to write a Selenium program. Okay. Now, let me try with different option. For example, I want to be get recognize this particular button. We got login button is there. I want to identify. Okay. To identify login button. To identify login button. See that. What is the first option we can try? What is the first option? Name. From where we'll get the name details? From where we'll get the name details? I mean, HTML code. To get HTML code, what is option we are using? What is option we are using? Inspect. How we are getting inspect option? How we are getting inspect option? Right click. I'm just doing the right click on the button. Here I'm doing with the inspect. Okay. Once you've done with the inspect, you got HTML code. In the HTML code, see that name option. Is there any name option? Name option. Yes or no? Online students. Online students need to be active in the session. See that. Having the name option. What is the name option we got? What is the name option? Submit. We got in a submit. We need to be get mentioning the submit. So providing that name is submit. For now, we are documenting. In further, we can utilize the same information in writing the program. For now, what you have to do is you guys need to be take the practice of taking any application, referring the HTML code, and you have to see that how this information provided. Okay. Name. After that, ID. Okay. Let me cross check that. See the HTML code. Is there any ID option? ID. Yes or no? ID. Not available. There is no ID. As ID is not available, it will not be working. As ID not available, it will not be working. Okay. Next. Take with the next one. What is it? Class. Now refer that. If you refer the class, any class option? We got a class option that will be taking with class, that will be considering that button. You need to be get mention it. So like this, you have to continue in identifying the object by using name or ID or class. Working with these three particular options, it will be followed with same concept. You can try with any object. You can try with any object. The similar things you have to follow. For example, you can see that somebody is trying to change with the password. Yesterday in your batch only password has been changed this application. I can easily trace the IP address of your systems. The tracking already available in the server. This application installed in your local system? No, this application installed in the Naresh IT server. In the Naresh IT server, already I mentioned the automation code, which laptop is accessing this application. I mean, we are generating the log of IP address of your system. Don't get assumed that no one is looking into my laptop. I can do all the things in the application. Yesterday night, I have been cross-checked that from your batch only password has been changed it. In the morning, I done the reset here, but yesterday somebody has been changed the password. Don't repeat it again. Don't try to change with the password. I given the credentials for the practice, not like to test the password change functionality. I told that to test only, but not like password change functionality working or not. You doesn't require to test it. That is already perfectly working. No bugs are there, not required to work on it, because if you are changing with the password, it's not like only your batch. All other batches also will get affected because all my batches will be practicing it here. that it will disturb the practice of other batches also. Don't try to get change with the password. Just utilize for testing purpose only, not required to make any major modifications here. Okay, so don't misuse it and don't change the password here. Okay. Now you can see that considering the doing this login. Now let me try with some more option. Just to understand, I'm trying with some more option, taking with the leave summary, employee leave summary. I'm using the button. What is the button we got? View. Okay. We have to recognize this particular view button. Okay. First option. What is the first option? Name. Okay. Let me try on the name option. Same step. Any object. What you will do? Right click. One side on the right click. What is option? Inspect. So from today, inspect is your favorite option. In manual testing, what is your favorite option? Launch browser. In automation, inspect. Okay. While sleeping also, inspect. Now, once you've done the inspect, you got HTML code. In the HTML code, see that. Any name option available? Name option. Yes or no? Available or not? No. Available or not? No. Name option not available. As name option is not available, as name option is not available, we are not working. If available, we will use it. Not available, we cannot provide our own things here. Just we have to look into alternative option. As name is not available, trying with another option that we will be taking with ID here. What is the ID we got? ID is available. Yes. What is ID we got? Button view. We got an ID that we will be taking with button view. Okay. Another option considering the class. See that class option is there. What is the class option we got? What we got? View button. We got a class option that we will be taking with view button. Just see that we are trying to understand that what are the properties. We are trying to understand that what is the information of that particular object. So that's how you need to be get continued. You may try with any application you want to automate, our Selenium concepts will be the same. Now, let's try with similar thing. Let me try one more option. This particular time in this application, able to see, now we can see here. In this application, I'm taking with the one more option, employee information. Here, having the add button here, add button, delete button available. Okay. I want to recognize add button. Let me do the right click. What is option? What is it? Inspect. Okay. Getting with HTML code. See that. Any name option? Cross check that perfectly. Online students, cross check that perfectly. Any name option available? Okay. Any ID option? ID option? No. Name is not available. ID? Not available. Class? What is the class we got? We got an option is plain button. Okay. Now see the concept. We are taking care about add button. For this, name is not available, and then considering the id, this particular id also not available, and then taking with class, this class we got. Okay, let it be. In a similar way, considering the delete button, for the delete button, we'll cross check with the name and we'll see that id, and then taking with the class. Okay, now see that, see the understanding. Let me try on this. Let me take the application here. In this application, in this application, you are taking delete. Let me take right click, inspect. Refer the highlighted code. Any name option? Any name option? Mhm. Name option available or not? Yes or no? No. Name is not available. ID? Mhm. ID not available. Uh-huh. ID available or not? No. Name is not available. ID not available. Class? Okay. What is the class we got? What is the class we got? Plain button. Okay. Consider this taking with plain button. Okay. Now we can see that name is not available, ID not available, class is available, considering the plain button. Now you guys can compare this particular add button and then delete button. You can compare with add button, delete button. For both the buttons, name is available? No. ID is available? No. Name is not available. ID not available. Class is available? Yes. But what is the problem here? Mhm. When you're considering with the class, what is the problem? Same class. I mean, if I'm trying to identify these two objects, we are not having the possibility to work with name. Very straightforward. ID, we cannot work. Class is available. Class is available, but we cannot use it. Class is provided, but we cannot use it. Why we cannot use it? We can consider as a duplicate, right? We can consider as a duplicate. Most of the time, this class will be duplicate only. Most of the time. It depends on it. How developer will be writing, it depends on it. We cannot considering that, but we have to see that what are all that particular options are available, right? So considering that, if I just compare these particular things, name is not available, id not available, class is available, but the problem with the class is we got a duplicate. Now see the understanding. In this particular one, in this particular one, we cannot work with name, we cannot work with id, and we cannot work with the class also. Name not able to work, id not able to work, class not able to work. As three options not able to work it, what is another option? What is another option? XPath. So that is how you need to begin taking care of it. Right. So this is what you need to begin taking care about, working with these particular things here. In case of name and then ID and then class is not available, we have to try with another option. The whole concept is trial and error. The whole concept is trial and error. I mean, First, you have to try with one option. If that is working, okay. Not working, you have to try with another option. As simple as when you're considering the group of people, by default, how you're calling the person? Name only. When you're calling the person with name, if you got any person, no issues. If you are getting more person, you're trying with another option. Here also, identifying the object is our target. Which option we have to use it, that will depends on the tester here. So for now, we got name option, ID option, class. But for up to now, not like any hard work, not like any difficulty. What you guys has to do is for tomorrow, what you can practice is you got this application. You can access this application. Try with in one notepad file, in one text file, or in your notebook based on your comfortable. Just do the inspect for each and every element. Once you done with the inspect for each and every element, just start documenting what is the name is available, what is ID is available, what is the class is available. Just start documenting for some of the objects that will make you practice, that will make you comfortable. What are the steps we are following to identify the objects? If any of, in case of name or ID or class is not working, what is another option? What is another option? XPath. So take with the new heading is XPath. Take with the new heading is XPath. Okay. So take with the new heading is XPath and make a note of the description and make a note of the description considering the group of nodes. Make a note of the description considering the group of nodes. Within a brackets, in between of less than and greater than symbol. In between of less than and greater than symbol. Main heading is XPath. Main heading is XPath. So meaning of XPath, group of nodes. Group of nodes within a brackets in between of less than and greater than symbol. In between of less than and greater than symbol. Okay. Now, in between of less than and greater than symbol. Okay. Considering that, just continue it. Mention the two types here. XPath is two types. First one, absolute XPath. First one, absolute XPath. And then relative XPath. First one is absolute XPath. Second one is relative XPath. First one is absolute XPath. Second one is relative XPath. Okay. First one is absolute XPath. Second one is relative XPath. Meaning of absolute XPath. Mentioning that starts with HTML tag. Starts with HTML tag. Relative XPath. Starts with relative XPath. Starts with attribute. Starts with attribute. Okay. So one is starts with HTML tag and relative XPath starts with attribute here. Okay. Right. So this is what we got in a possibility. So this is what we got in a possibility in considering that. This is what we got in a possibility in considering that. Taking care about X path. I mean, we have to understand in a very detailed here. So what is mean by X path? How to write X path? Why X path? All the things we have to understand. XPath is one of the most important concept. While working object identification, XPath is one of the most important concept that we'll discuss tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll take care about XPath. These first four are main important. Remaining four are very simple, but XPath will take in a time that we'll understand. In a meanwhile, continue the practice of writing the test cases for HRMS application. Writing or not? So start writing the test cases for HRMS application. At the same time, take care about this object identification. So today, what I have been documented, considering that this particular name and then ID class. Similar way, you guys also take care about some practice. It will make you more comfortable. So tomorrow we'll be completing working with the XPath. If possible, we'll try to complete remaining things. But please take care about the practice. Okay? Carry on. Thank you. Online students, if you have any questions, you can wait. Online students, if you have any questions, you can wait. Yes. Online students, if you have any questions, you can carry on.
Sir, suppose if there are two duplicate names, then what will do, sir?
So we have to try with another option. That is what I'm clearly saying, right? In case of duplication is there, we have to try with another option here.
Like experts, sir.
Oh, whatever it can be. If one option is not working, we have to try with another option. As simple as that's it.
Thank
okay.
You.
Okay. Right.
Sir, while writing this tag and attributes, so what is the writing by the in this HTML code that we have to writing, na?
No.
Means, not writing the shortcut or all this thing, na?
No concept of shortcuts. As it is in the HTML code, whatever the attribute it got mentioned, you have to write it. No concept of the shortcuts.
Okay.
HTML code, is there any syntax?
No, I mean, that is what I'm saying, that we are not writing any HTML code and we doesn't require to write any HTML code. Just once you've done the inspect, whatever the HTML code we are getting, we are taking the help of that. That's it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Sir? Hello, sir?
Anyone? Yes, carry on.
Sir, I'm unable to log in the application, sir.
Which application?
This automation related one, sir. That login ID, that thing is not working.
No, now I'm trying it, right? Is that application got open?
No.
Is that application has been open?
No, sir.
That means if application is not opening, means you may trying to type the wrong URL. Just see that what is the URL you are entering. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Sir, we.
Yeah. Carry on.
Sir, we learn two symbols here. One is equal to symbol and second is one is a less than symbol. So less than symbol is for the tag and equal to symbol is for attributes, na?
Correct.
And that attributes we have to write in the programming, right?
In further we'll be using. For now we are considering that is attribute. We are understanding that what are the attributes are available. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, right.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
My doubt is on Java, sir. So in one program is there for printing the file table. So in that they are writing system.out.println. Inside it,
No, no,
percentage
no. For now, I will not discuss anything related to Java. Once I doubt, I'll give the information. That will create confusion again. Okay.
please just tell me the percentage D.
What is it?
So in the I want to print file table. So in that case, they write the syntax like system.out.println percent d to percentage d into percentage d is equal to percentage d.
No, no. Until unless if I'm not seeing with the code, I cannot give the clear information. But anyway, Java concepts we'll discuss. Wait for some time. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Take care about the practice. Meet you tomorrow then. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.